What's going on? What is going on, everybody? I know I started the thing a little bit early, but I figured, I didn't want to waste any time, but I'm gonna still get on, talk my little whatever until it's officially time to get started. But I actually should have started this at 3:50. That way I can get started at 4. So if I give myself 10 minutes, that means I'm gonna get started at 4:04. So far in the chat, I only have Black Light Revelations 2. The Bishop, was going on? Nino Black, what's up? Make sure, if you have not done so already, to hit that like button and share on your various social media platforms. I would greatly appreciate it. What's going on, 007 Spidey 2? Make sure you tell everybody that I am officially live. As you all know, last week I was not able to come on live because something came up. It wasn't like a big emergency or anything like that, but I couldn't get out of it. So I wasn't able to go live last week. So this week I'm gonna be covering a couple of the topics that I wanted to talk about last week, and also some topics that are relevant or came out this week. What's going on? The My Voice channel, Attila the Q, Patrina Johnson, what's going on? 007, you said, did you see my comment under that Milwaukee video? I can't say that I have. Appreciate you, My Voice channel, for sharing the stream on your Twitter account. Appreciate you sharing Black Light Revelations, the number 2. What's going on? Nino, you said y'all saw that video of the agents pistol whipping that only team. No. If that just came out, then I didn't see it yet. If it's anything that just came out like in the last hour, I probably didn't see it. Let's see. Darlene, what's going on? I'm doing great. Jerome, 007 spot. Oh, yeah, I already seen you. Jamal Bay, what's up? What's up? Yes, June has been a pretty fast month. A lot has happened this month. A lot has happened in the last couple of weeks. But this week right here has been a very interesting one. Queen Adaya, what's going on? But I'll check that out, Nino, that video that I think someone tagged me in that on Twitter, because I saw something about an Asian. I'm not sure if that's the same video or not. But I'll check it out. You said to reposted it. I follow him, so. No, that was something else. It dealt with an Asian, though, but that's not the same story you're talking about. What's going on, Tina? Vincent Wayne says, I'm here posted about. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that when I get to that topic. Malika, what's going on? Oh, I see it. I see it. Nino, I just saw it. I just saw it. I'm actually looking at it now. But I saw another one where it said that an Asian woman who's like 94 years old got stabbed multiple times. That's the one I thought you were talking about. Yeah, it's crazy out here. Let's see who else is in here. Maximus Royalty. I'm going to talk about that Black Light Revelation when I get to that topic. because you know I'm gonna talk about that. Let's see. Trying to see if it's anybody new in the room just yet. And it looks like it's the same people so far. Make sure if you have not done so already to go ahead and hit that like button and share the stream. But I had a pretty good week. Finally, this week, I don't hear none of those loud ass cicadas. For those of you who live in the DMV area or in an area where you could hear them things, it felt great to go a week without having to hear them loud ass insects. I think the rain washed them away. And that's actually one point in time where I got some peace, was when it did rain, so I didn't have to hear them. So that was a good thing. My residual check actually just hit a few minutes ago, so that's a great thing. What's going on, Jay Black? I don't know if y'all had to deal with them cicadas, but I did. Remember one of the things that flew onto my shirt like last week, just like flew and just casually just landed right there on my shirt like it was nothing. What's going on, Dee Dee? Gonna have about 4 more minutes. We can get started at 4:04. Like I said, last week I wasn't able to go live. Dude, I had to get pulled away for something. And I knew I wasn't going to be back in time to do that. I mean, I was kind of back, but I didn't want to rush. And then I had to head back out. So I said, let me just like not do the stream today. I just felt mad because that was like a whole day of videos that I lost that I could have put up on my main channel. But you know, stuff can be unpredictable, and that was unpredictable. So like I said, I'm gonna cover a couple of things from last week and then a couple of topics from this that came out this week. So we're probably going to be here for well over an hour, most likely. What's going on, Vulcan 2054? Talking and Grubbing Media. What's up? What's up? What's up? Darlene, you say you haven't seen it out where you live. Be glad that you haven't. Be glad that you haven't. And before I actually get started, I'm going to probably say at the end of the stream too, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers who are watching this stream right now. Y'all don't get enough praise as you should. But, I'm saying early happy Father's Day because it's on Sunday. And it's crazy. Father's Day, because of what they did with Juneteenth, that's going to get overshadowed. Like you literally, like this is going to overshadow that. Just letting y'all know. Like I haven't seen a Father's Day commercial in like a whole week. I take that back. I did. I saw one. But that was like at the beginning of the week. What's going on, Mark and Joseph? Glad that you all are here. Glad everybody is here. Black, like you said, we have weird ones in Ohio with orange eyes and black body. Those sound like regular cicadas to me because those look like the same exact ones that we have here in the DMV area, based on your description. Get started in the next minute. I need to pull my chat up on my phone so I can see. But I hope everybody is having a good day. The weather is nice where I am at. It's not hot at all. The weather has been nice for the last couple of days. Exactly. Thank you, Nino Black, for saying that. Have your notifications set to all. That means you have to have that, click that bell and set it to all. Got about 1 more minute and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Oh, that minute is here. It is officially 4:04, so let me go ahead and start with the stream because we have quite a few things to discuss today. First thing I wanted to talk about is the passing of the late Clarence Williams III. As we all know, he passed away last week. It went out on June 7, 2021. This was one of the stories that I was going to cover last week that I unfortunately wasn't able to because I got pulled away from being able to do so. So I'm going to talk about it today. If you are a product of the 60s and 70s, you will remember him, of course, being on the Mod Squad. But for myself, being a product of, well, being born in the late 80s and being a product of the 90s and the early 2000s, I remember him more being on Tales from the Hood. To this day, I still cannot watch that movie. However, my favorite part, of course, and I think every Black person's favorite part in that movie was the part with the little figurines. I think that was everybody's favorite part. Well, like every Black person who saw that movie's favorite part. But other than that, that movie creeped me out. Like to this day, I can't sit and watch that movie. I can't even watch an edited version of that movie. Like that movie like scared the shit out of me, especially the ending got me as well. Like when, you know, when they looked in the caskets and saw all of their bodies that were there, and then he opened up the gates of hell, like that part right there still gets me to this day. And they try to say Black people can't do horror movies. That's a damn lie. I saw somebody in here said that he played the dad in Prince's father in Purple Rain. Oh, that's dope. And see, the thing is, y'all probably gonna get me on this. I've seen Purple Rain, but I've never actually sat down and actually watched the movie from beginning to end. I will always catch it in pieces, so I would never catch the whole thing. So that's why I didn't know that he played his dad in Purple Rain. But that is dope to know. But I need to actually sit down and watch it because, you know, Purple Rain is a classic movie. 007 said he was a guest on Everybody Hates Chris in the first season. He was. I do. Now that you mention it, I remember it now. What's going on, Marie Williams? But yeah, he was definitely, you know, someone said he was an unsung actor. So yeah, he was definitely underrated, but he was a very good actor. They say he died after battling colon cancer. That colon cancer is nothing to play with. Because that thing, colon cancer, isn't that what Chadwick Boseman passed away from? I think Chadwick Boseman passed away, and it's crazy. We are slowly coming up on a year since his passing. It'll be a year in August 28th. Because I was, for some reason, I always get that colon and that pancreatic cancer mixed up. I know they're two different locations. Because my uncle, he passed away from pancreatic cancer. But yeah, I think Chadwick Boseman did die from colon cancer. So yeah, that's crazy. But he lived a long life. You know, they say he, you know, lived to see 81. You know, that's a long, full life that he lived, and he definitely had a very wonderful career. He was definitely a figure in a lot of Black households as far as television goes, television and movies. Joseph Washington said David Allen Grier's part in Tales from the Hood was extra. Yes, it was. That was the first time I ever saw David Allen Grier and probably the only time I ever saw him in a serious role. Like everything else he did was comedy. In that role right there, that's why I say when people say that people do comedy can't do serious roles, not only did he do a serious role in Tales from the Hood, he did a creepy one at the same time. And that made me like really appreciate him as an actor after that. But yeah, he's definitely, you know, an icon in his own right though. And he's definitely going to be missed in the acting world. So, you know, if you haven't seen any of his work, I would highly suggest that you go and watch it, whether it was television or film. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to this story, and that is Monique and how she has managed to piss off a lot of people, a lot of women, and some of these simp ass men, these simp ass niggas, with this bonnet situation. So Monique was under fire again, but this time not from Netflix, but from her own people, because she was criticizing Black women going out in public wearing bonnets and pajamas in public. And I saw absolutely nothing wrong with what she said. Nothing. I remember, like, I had posted a tweet last week, or was it the week before? I can't remember. Where I went to Walmart, I went to Wally World because I had to go get some stuff. And when I was coming out of the Walmart and going into the parking lot and putting stuff into my car, I literally saw the caricature of what Monique was talking about walking in. Like, she had the bonnet on and the PJs. And I had posted a tweet. I said, I went to Wally World to go get some stuff. I came out and I saw in the parking lot this woman wearing a bonnet. And I just stared at her Monique-lingly. And everybody was cracking up because I said Monique-lingly. You know me, like I don't know where it comes from. Like, you know, I like to come up with my own little vernacular sometimes. You know, it just is what it is. But people got upset with Monique because she actually called out this behavior. And this goes back to something that a lot of Black content creators, and surprisingly to some of you in this chat, a lot of Black female content creators have been saying when it comes to Black women over the years, that a lot of them feel like they can't be checked. But especially a lot of them feel they cannot be checked by their own. Like, you had a whole bunch of them coming out saying all types of nasty, mean things about Monique. All she's trying to tell y'all is that look presentable when you're in public. Look presentable. Look like you actually are going somewhere. Why would you think going out in public like you just rolled out the bed is a good thing? Then you had some idiots online, and I kid you not, and y'all probably saw it, trying to say that, oh, wearing the bonnet is a part of the culture. Excuse me? So you're literally trying to deflect from what she said and trying to say that wearing a bonnet in public is a part of Black culture. These idiots, yeah, I called them idiots, actually tried to make a case for this. Then, as far as them simp ass niggas go, they tried to make some kind of a pledge by posting up videos on TikTok and all over the place wearing bonnets, trying to say we stand with you, wearing a damn bonnet. You looking like a fool. So you went out and bought a bonnet, or you're wearing your girlfriend's bonnet or your mother's bonnet, if she has one, to try to make a claim for something that doesn't even need to be claimed. You think that's going to make her give it to you faster or easier? Shoot, with how some people act nowadays, you don't even have to do all of that. I mean, when I was in college, and I used to see a lot of girls, like when I was in college, and that was like over 10 years ago now, because I went to an HBCU, and I used to see a lot of girls, you know, going to the calf wearing the bonnets and stuff like in the morning and stuff like that, and dressed just like how Monique was saying right here. Of course, back then, I didn't think nothing of it, because you got to think about it. Back then, I was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. But when you're a grown ass woman who's like in her 30s, 40s, some in your 50s, dressing like that in public, you have to know that that's not a good look. Batcave, I'm gonna talk about that in a video. I'm saving that for a commentary, so be tuned in for that one. But I have no problem with what Monique said. And then you had some that tried to come out and try to deflect even more and say, well, the guys, they do it too because of the sagging pants and, the do-rags and everything like that. You want to know what's so crazy about some of the women that came out and actually said that? None of them had a problem with a lot of these guys walking around with their pants sagging and wearing do-rags until Monique said something about them wearing them damn bonnets. Some of them actually thought that shit was attractive. If you look at the type of guys that they date, they are the ones now they have a problem with it because she said something about them. Well, look at the guys, they sagging their pants, they wearing do-rags in public and basketball shorts, and you don't say nothing about them. You didn't say nothing about them, so shut up. They kill me with that. Like, I cannot stand seeing that in public. I really can't. Like, that rolling out the bed look, no, that's not a good look. It's really not. And then you had some trying to make claim, well, I'm only going to the dollar store. I don't care if you were going to the corner store. Like, some of them literally look like they rolled out the bed. I mean, roll out with the bonnet on. They have the PJs on. Some don't even have the decency to put on some shoes. They'll put on some slides. So they literally look like they walked out the house without washing their ass. And everywhere else, from top to bottom and everywhere in between. What's going on, Amara? But like I said, the only reason a lot of them brought up the whole thing about the do-rags and the sagging pants from the guys is because she said something about them. If she never brought this up, they would have never said anything. It's a common deflection. It's like I look at pictures about how our ancestors or how our relatives from like generations ago used to dress on a regular day. And then you look at how the dressing has changed over the years, like how people dress and appear in public over the years. It's like, damn, it's like we're walking backwards. Wearing the PJs is fine for in the house. You know when the time when it's appropriate to wear PJs? If y'all remember, I don't know if they still do it now, but do y'all remember when you was in high school, they used to have something called Spirit Week, which was usually the same week as homecoming? One of the days that I had when I was in school, when I was in high school, was called Pajama Day. That was the only time the school would allow the students to come to school wearing their PJs. The only day. Any other day, you had to dress like you were coming to school. Spirit Week, I'm gonna be honest, was like one of the best weeks ever because that allowed people to like be as creative they wanted to be. But that was the only week they would allow you to do that. Any other time, if you came to school dressed like you rolled out the bed, they would send you back home. Or they would make you, they would put some clothes on you that probably was not to your liking. Because they used to have like a spare clothes. They was, I kid you not. Sometimes they would go into that damn lost and found bin and find something for you to put on that was somebody else that they couldn't find that you didn't like, but they was not about to let you roll up and through the entire school day wearing some damn PJs. Like, it's a time and there is a place for everything. And wearing PJs and bonnets and whatever outside in public is not it. And if you feel some type of way about it, then maybe you are the one that is being talked about when it comes to what Monique said. Take the criticism and move along accordingly. One thing I also can't stand, and this is kind of going off of what I was going away from the bonnet thing, is when I see parents, particularly mothers, out with their kids and their hair is looking nice and all types of whatever, and their daughter's hair looks like they just got out of a goddamn hurricane. I saw that recently and I'm like, why do you look so presentable, but your daughter looks like a rag doll? You had all that money to present yourself, but you didn't have no spare change to go get your daughter's hair done. I know I'm not the only one who has seen that before. Like that is crazy. And I always have a feeling that's some kind of, in my opinion, I always feel like that's some sort of abuse. You know how sometimes when girls go to the pool, like little girls go to the pool and they have their hair done up a certain way, and by the time they get out, it's all over the place because their hair got wet. I see that, and they don't even be at the pool that day. And then what some of them are going to do is to defy what Monique said. They're going to go out in public and they're going to do it anyway because they feel like she can't tell me what to do. She's not my mother. Apparently, your mother didn't tell you what to do either because you keep doing it. So you just living a life of insubordination is basically what you're doing. But anyway, I applaud Monique for standing firm on her square and not backing down about what she said. That's one thing I can definitely say about Monique. She's not one that's going to back down or take back what she says. Like if she says it, she means it. Nino said, let Monique talk down on black men and they will be showering her with praise. Of course. Of course. I see that coming a mile away. And you know what? If Monique has something to say about black men and and she said something about like say the sagging pants and everything like that, we wouldn't even push back against it. Because we know that's a problem too. That's one thing I can't stand. How the hell you got some skinny ass jeans on and you sagging? If the cops was coming after you, you would get caught. You will have to probably take your damn pants off so you could run freely. Just like this, you know what this reminds me of? Shahrazad Ali back in the 90s and late 80s. Early 90s and late 80s. Because she critiqued black women too, and you saw how they treated her. Still treat her like that to this day. That's why she doesn't have as big of a platform as she does. But when she was critiquing black men, they dealt with it, tried to fix their situation the best of their abilities, and kept it moving. But when she got to the women, oh, you couldn't tell them nothing. Nothing was wrong with them. Everything was fine and pristine with them, knowing that was a goddamn lie. But that's okay. That is okay. Because many of them may not see the error in their ways, but everyone else does. It is what it is. But let me move on to the next story, and that is this Hunter Biden situation. Who knows about Hunter Biden? Who knows what Hunter Biden is? Who knows who Hunter Biden is? I want to see if I'm dealing with some intelligent people in the chat. Who knows who Hunter Biden is? And I'm sorry if y'all don't have a wrench on this channel right here, is because this is my live stream channel and I'm not even logged into my live stream channel. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to like the next time I go live, I'm gonna have to log into my live stream channel from that channel and make y'all mods, because I know some of you are mods on my main channel and not on this one. Jay Black said the races. Y'all said Joe Biden's son, Jim Crow Joe's seed, a joker 46 son, crackhead son of Biden. Okay. So we all know who Hunter Biden is. So if you see right here, this is something come from Tucson.com. It says letter Hunter Biden repeatedly used the N-word in text messages. It says and this is a short article. In 2018, Biden repeatedly used the N-word in text to his white attorney, George Messiahs. In one, he wrote, "How much money do I owe you? Because nigga, you better not be charging me Hennessy rates." So here we have the son of Joe Biden casually using the N-word in text to his attorney. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is out there continually saying how America is systematically racist. Maybe Hunter heard the N-word at home growing up in the Biden family, most likely. I've always said behind closed doors, I bet you them white people are dropping that N-bomb like it's Hiroshima. Let us not forget that in 1994, Senator Joe Biden sponsored the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act that disproportionately incarcerated blacks, or that his buddies in the Senate were KKK member Robert Byrd and Strom Thurmond, both segregationists. Biden opposed school busing and aligned with these guys on it. Remember Joe Biden's comments about you ain't black or you cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. Now, I didn't hear about that one. I knew about the you ain't black if you don't vote for me or something. I remember that one. But I didn't know about the 7-Eleven and the Dunkin' Donuts one. He says, "Come on, Joe, denounce your son's racial slurs." And it's like I said, it's just a real short little write-up. Listen, we are not even in the least bit surprised that Hunter Biden said what he said. And yes, he is a crackhead. Joe Biden, your son is a fucking crackhead. I don't know if anyone has told you, but he is. That man stay having the booger sugar underneath his nose and upon his lip. His non-existent upper lip. But you want to know what else is funny, though? When I was doing my research about Jim Crow Joe's Hunter Biden's son, I found something else interesting. Look at this. Not only did he use the N-word with black people, but he also used slurs for the Asian community as well. You know what's so funny? I thought that this was like his wife or something. They said this is his cousin. Look at that hand placement. Look at that closeness. We see where he gets that creepy, touchy, feely stuff from. I'm just saying. So this article just came out 2 days ago. Hunter Biden called Asians yellow in text exchange with cousin. And I'm wondering if this is the cousin he exchanged the text with. First son Hunter Biden used the racial slur yellow to refer to an Asian woman to Asian women in a January 2019 text message to cousin Caroline Biden about getting fixed up with someone, according to a new report. The January 26, 2019 conversation was preserved on Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop and was first reported by the Daily Mail. In a screenshot posted by the outlet, Caroline, the daughter of President Biden's brother James, suggests setting Hunter up with one of her friends. "Do you want foreign or domestic?" she asked at one point, before adding, "I can give you effing Asian. Sorry, I'm not doing it." I can't give you effing Asian. Sorry, I'm not doing it. And that's what she said. The next two messages from Hunter read, "Domesticated foreigner and it's fine." The next message reads, "No yellow." This is not the first time the younger Biden's text messages have revealed instances of racist language. Last week, it was revealed that Hunter Biden had repeatedly called his white attorney, George Messiahs, the N-word. Now, here's the thing. He called his white attorney the N-word. And I'm going to be honest, I thought that his attorney was black. I didn't know that his attorney was white. During one conversation in December 2018, a month before the chat with Caroline, Hunter Biden asked Messiahs, "How much money do I owe you?" before adding, "Because Nigga, you better not be charging me Hennessy rates. The revelation caused an uproar among conservative media outlets, but was completely ignored by the mainstream media press. Of course it was. The publication of Hunter's message referring to agents as yellow comes amid a surge in physical attacks against Asian Americans. 2 more assaults were reported in Manhattan last week and are being investigated as suspected hate crimes. Last month, Biden signed a measure aiming to fast-track investigation of WUVIT-related hate crimes into law. However, Hunter's father has his own history of using racially charged language towards South Asian people, remarking in 2006 that you cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. Meanwhile, Caroline Biden has her own trouble past. In December of last year, she received no jail time after pleading guilty to DUI in Pennsylvania. Caroline Biden also pled guilty in New York to a petty larceny in 2018 after using a stolen credit card to purchase more than $110,000 worth of goods at an upscale Greenwich Village pharmacy. A pharmacy. $110,000 worth on a stolen credit card. Caroline Biden, what were you buying? What were you buying from that pharmacy with someone else's credit card and for 6 figures? In 2013, she was arrested after allegedly taking a swing at NYPD officers. Oh, but you know, she took a swing. Was that resisting arrest? Was that considered resisting? Who were called to her Tribeca apartment amid a dispute over unpaid rent. Oh, she's a bum bitch. And I bet you she's probably going around calling herself a bad one. No, she's a bum. She stole someone else's credit card to get some drugs, and then she can't pay her rent. The exchange between Hunter and his cousin also took place months after he fathered a daughter out of wedlock with London Roberts, whom the younger Biden described in the September 2017 email as a basketball mentor to his daughter Maisie, as well as Sasha Obama. Caroline Biden could not immediately be reached for comment. I bet she couldn't. She probably had her phone cut off because she couldn't pay the damn bill with a bum ass. So as you can see, the apple does not fall too far from the tree for multiple Bidens in this family. Because I didn't know about this other stuff going on with her. Here I am thinking it was just going to be about him. And isn't this the same Hunter Biden who is this the same Hunter Biden that slept with his dead brother's wife like right after he died? Or was it the other one? I can't remember. All of them are just terrible. Now, if you want to talk about some thugs and thugstresses, here you go. Here you go. Because I can't remember if it was him or if it was the other brother. Or was that the brother who died and he's the brother that slept with the brother's wife? Listen. It's a lot. It's a lot. But like they said, mainstream media did not talk about this. I didn't even know about this story that I just read to you until I typed it in, because I'm thinking I'm going to just talk about the text messages in the N-word. But I didn't know about this part. No, Nino, I said thugstress. Thugstress. Okay, I was right. So this is the one who slept with his dead brother's wife. Talk about the utter disgrace. Like, no bro code at all. And I bet he was smashing her before he died. It's just that it didn't come out until afterwards. And they try to tell us that we engage in degenerate behavior. Look no further than this. Solo Dolly said Hunter Biden's getting ready for a white boy summer. That man's been having a white boy summer, winter, fall, spring. Exactly, Vulcan. The whole damn family is on that white lady. Apparently. Anybody who snorts that damn much and always constantly wiping their nose, what you on? What are you on? If you feel like if there's a pause and everything, I'm not reading, not saying things since I'm reading the chat. I'm just trying to see what y'all talking about. Darren said, big hypocrites. Marie said, classless family. What's going on, Akira? But yeah, this is Hunter Biden, y'all. This is Hunter Biden. This is the first son to 46. Talking to Grubber said they not on nothing. They just have a cold. That's always their excuse. Okay. I know you're being sarcastic, but you know, that's how mainstream media will put it. But we all know Hunter Biden is on that stuff. But anyway, let's move on to the next story. This story right here was crazy. So here you have this story right here. I'm not sure if y'all heard about it or not, but it just happened yesterday, or it happened recently, but the story came out yesterday. Where you had this Karen pulled a gun out on this black family inside of the mall, and you can see it right here. This is a screenshot. I'm going to play the video for you when I get down to it. Now, this happened in Washington, Vancouver. It happened in Vancouver, where I believe Vancouver is an open carry state, but she literally pulled out her gun in the mall on this black family. Now, they tried to give this chick cover and say, well, the gun was unloaded. It does not matter if it was unloaded. The bitch pulled out a gun in a public place on a family. Meanwhile, Tamir Rice is dead. He was playing in a park with a gun that wasn't real. He's dead. You had John Crawford had the cops called on him, and he was looking at a gun inside of a store that sold it, and he's dead. Yet this bitch can pull out a gun in public and pull it on a family, unloaded or not, and she's just casually just arguing with them with the gun pointed at them. And mind you, she had the gun pulled out before she even got out the damn store. A viral video repeatedly shows a white woman pulling out a gun on a black family inside of a shopping mall in Vancouver, Washington during an argument. No word on if the woman has been arrested yet. Look at that. No word if the woman has been arrested. So she pulls out the gun on this family in a mall. And let's just for a second here take race out of it right quick. The point of the matter is that she pulled a gun out in a public mall like it was nothing. Joyce said Vancouver's in Canada. Yeah, I know it's Vancouver's in Canada, but they put Washington. Maybe she's on the border. I'm not sure. They may be on the border. But the fact of the matter is that she pulled the gun out in a mall where there's many people around from all age ranges around, and she pulled this gun out and just pointed at them, arguing with them like it was nothing, like she was going to shoot them. The incident, which took place on Wednesday at a Westfield mall, began when the two families with a history of arguing with each other got embroiled in a heated debate. So it says with a history of arguing with each other. So apparently these two families know each other. This isn't their first run-in with each other. It is being reported that the unidentified white woman pulled out her gun to defend her teenage daughters during the confrontation. That's the story they're going to run with, y'all. The mother was seen holding a gun while escorting her 3 teen daughters out of Lids, a popular headwear store seemingly prepared to shoot over a verbal disagreement. There's a 14-second video of a one woman standoff between an unidentified woman and 4 unarmed black women. 2 white security guards did nothing to stop the armed white woman in the video, but strangely paced back and forth around the black family who were in shock, screaming at the white mother. It is worth noting the 4 black women kept their distance from the armed, irate mother. Even more curious is the fact that the videographer pointing out a bystander unwittingly walking in front of the white mother holding the gun. So here is the video.
Damn, I like to.
I muted it because there's some music playing in the background. Let me play that again. Let me enlarge it so y'all can see it better. Hold on. Now look at this. Look at this. The 2 palm color security guards ain't do shit. Ain't do shit. But just stand there and walk past like it was nothing. You had this bitch right here inside of the store pulling out her gun. Mind you, she's still in the store with the gun. She has not stepped out of the store yet. This is the family that they're arguing with. That's her. Those are her daughters. This is the cops. They did nothing. This is girl pulls out gat at Vancouver Mall, and this guy just walks past her. No one was hurt. Look at this. Now look at this. This guy right here, he just casually walked past. He works in the store. Casually walked past her and didn't even... Man. Let me play that again. This guy right here who works here walked smooth past this woman with a gun in her hand and acted like he ain't see that shit. These two worthless shits stood there and did nothing. She literally, there's actually more to the video where she actually is walking out of the store while still holding the gun in their direction, and she's still walking while she still has the gun pointed at this family. Joy, in the article, they said that there's been no word if she's been arrested. In other words, I'm going to take that as in no, she has not been arrested. Now, has she been arrested by now? I'm not sure, because this story just came out yesterday. This story is recent, very recent. But I bet you if the tables were turned, it would have been a whole different thing. You would have had them tackling, tasing, kneeing, sitting on the neck, sitting on the back, all of that. There's a zoom in right there. There she is. It's zoomed in so you can see. That's her holding, the gun and everything right there. And these are her teen daughters right there instigating all of that shit. DJ Mo said, I wonder if the 2 palm colored security guards will lose their jobs for not intervening like the black security guards in New York for not protecting the Asian woman attack. Probably not. Why? Because the Asians have a bill that protects them. That's a good question, but I doubt it. The black people, we don't have a bill protecting us. This is exactly why we would have to have something on the books that would protect us for something like this, but because we don't, we're wide open for attack. Patrina said, but they say we're ghetto. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said when it comes to that word ghetto and ratchet, that doesn't need to be just honed in on black people, because anybody can be ghetto and anybody can be ratchet. And as you can see, this trailer park bitch and her 2 raggedy ass daughters. Let me run it again. Walks right past her like nothing happened. Or nothing's going on. And of course, they're going to take her word for it probably and say, oh, it's because, I'm defending my daughters and everything like that, because she had to have a reason to pull a gun out. She had to have a reason. Exactly, back here. He said holding it sideways. What hood classics has she been watching? That's what I like to know. What's she been watching? They said eventually the Vancouver Police Department were called in, but the outlet does not indicate whether or not the white mother was arrested, because she probably wasn't. The VPD only referenced the woman's imminent charge for displaying a firearm. Look at that. Only referred to an imminent charge for displaying a firearm. That means if she's arrested, that's the only thing they're going to charge her with. Not endangerment, which definitely what this was. They treated this like this was like they were in an alley somewhere where it was just them. No, they were in an open mall where there were several people around of all ages. The woman who captured the video aiming a firearm told police she was defending her teenage daughters during the confrontation. The original video shared on TikTok by Theo has more than 48 million views. Okay. There they go, flexing that privilege yet again. And we don't even know the name of this woman or none of that. I might have to go look into this some more. If I can find an update, I might do a video about this on my main channel. But we are now slowly approaching our last topic of the day. And I had to talk about it. And that is this right here. Oh, y'all knew it was coming. Y'all knew it was coming. If y'all have not hit that like button already, please go ahead and do so. I would greatly appreciate it. Y'all knew I had to address this. But before I get into it, shout out to Professor Black Truth on his address that he did last night. It was so, as usual, just so profound and well worth a listen. If you have not done so already, I would highly suggest that you go ahead and do that. So we're talking about Juneteenth. As you all know, Juneteenth is June 19th, and June 19th is tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of festivals. There might be some parades. I know that a lot of small business owners and vendors are going to be out all over the place and everything like that. I would highly suggest, though, that, if you are going to like a Juneteenth celebration, make sure you go ahead and support these vendors, because they definitely need it in that aspect. As has been happening before what came down yesterday. So yesterday, something historical happened. What, you might ask? Well, Mr. Touchy-feely, creepy Jim Crow Joe himself, number 46, signed into law making Juneteenth a federal holiday. Although Juneteenth was already being celebrated as a holiday by several states, including DC, in America. Already, in the US, already. But they had to throw that extra stamp on there and make it a federal holiday. So y'all know what that means? Today, if you are a federal worker, you had a paid day off. I don't know who's in the chat as a federal worker or not, but today you had a paid day off. And from this day forward, going through the rest of the years of your life, it will always be a paid day off, just like MLK. All right, I had to mute myself right quick. But anyway, paid day off. And that's not just for Black people, that's for everybody. And they made it seem like this was some major accomplishment. Now, mind you, creepy Jim Crow Joe, Mr. Touchy Feely, number 46, just came back to the States after meeting with Vladimir Putin and got on that Air Force One and got in that car and hightailed it to the White House to sign that bill with some efficiency before the weekend was out. And now all of these people that you see in this picture are cutting the biggest Jubilee Juneteenth jig that they have ever cut before and making it seem like this is a huge win for Black people. I had made a statement one time before in the past that I said I felt like white people love symbolism more than any other group. I retract that statement. It's definitely Black people. At this point in the game, it is definitely Black people. I don't know why it is. I hate that it is, but it just is what it is. What does this do for us? Now I'm gonna echo something Professor Blacktree said in his video, and I agree with him. Juneteenth should be a holiday. I agree, and the thing is, it always has been. I remember one year I had a calendar and Juneteenth was on it, and I was actually shocked that it was there. Well, we know it's going to be on every calendar from here going forward. That's for sure. But did we really need it as a federal holiday? We did not ask for this. I put that on my Twitter account yesterday. I said us as Black people, preferably FBA, ADOS, however you want to call it, did not ask for Juneteenth to be a federal holiday. They know what we ask and demand, but they want to act stupid and have everything flow in one ear and out the other and try to insult our intelligence. Anybody who knows me knows that the insulting of my intelligence is one of the biggest ways to piss me off. Now, just like how I am pissed off at, well, before I go into that, what was so, and I'm not even going to burn your ears with this, what was even more cringy about this, and I had to catch a 2.5-second snippet of it and quickly turn it off, was them after they signed this thing, and you had these lawmakers and the people that you see in this picture singing "Lift Every Voice and Sing." Lift every voice and sing is exactly what they started to do after they signed this thing. And you had these fools that you see in this picture and some other palm colored ones leading the song. Like they literally just got off the plantation. Oh my God. It was like listening to the slave master and the slave come together for a choir rehearsal. Jay Black, you don't want to see it. Any of you out there who have not seen it, I would highly suggest don't even go looking for it. Not even out of curiosity. It's that bad. And like I said, I didn't even listen to the whole thing. I only listened to a snippet of it because I quickly turned it off. You did, Joseph, you did too. I cut it off at lift too. The minute I heard lift, I cut it off. When they started doing that, I cut it off. Now, I've already come down on the Democrats and the CBC about this whole signing of Juneteenth into a federal law and how it does nothing for Black people. But you know, I'm equal opportunity over here because I have some words for the people on the right as well, because they're not without their faults too. Because they said 14 House Republicans voted against it. Let me see something here. Hopefully this article has it. It says 14 House Republicans vote. Oh, never mind. I can't access it. But I was trying to find, it was an article that I really wanted to find because someone went over it yesterday. But they went over the 14 House Republicans who voted against it, and they listed every person who did and their reasoning as to why. And do you know every last one of these idiots had the nerve to say something about July 4th, and they didn't need another July 4th. Juneteenth and July 4th are two different days. Juneteenth and July the 4th are two different things. That's what I said when it comes to BLM. This kind of reminds me of that. When it comes to BLM, how we feel about BLM is different than how they feel about it. How we feel about Juneteenth and this being signed into a federal law is different than how they feel about Juneteenth being signed into a federal law. Us versus them. The only commonality we have is that we don't like it. We don't like BLM for what it's become, and we don't like what they did turning this into a federal holiday. That's the only commonality, but the reasons are very, very contrast. Oh, Nisha, we're gonna get on her. You know, I wasn't going to end this conversation without talking about her, but we working our way to that. But like I said, the reasons that they gave was just ridiculous. But I'm not surprised. But see, it was only 14 House Republicans that voted against it, which means there were other Republicans who voted for it. Because see, they saw the end game. They saw the end game because they know that they get paid on that day too. They get a day off and they get paid too. Now, someone mentioned the grifting princess herself, the coonstress. Look at this, what she tweeted yesterday. Juneteenth is so lame. Democrats really need to stop trying to repackage segregation. What? I'm not a fan of the Democrats either, but at least talk with some common sense because that made no sense. I'll be celebrating July 4th and July 4th only. I'm American. And then she put the American. You want to know what's so crazy? Last year, and it seems like a lot of people like her have forgotten this. Last year, wasn't it 45 that tried to make Juneteenth into a federal holiday the same way that Jim Crow Joe, Mr. Touchy Philly number 46 just did? And wasn't he also the same one who said, I made Juneteenth popular, as if we didn't know what Juneteenth was? So my thing to ask the coonstress, aka the grifting princess, because that's my other nickname for her, is if 45 had did what Joe Biden did yesterday, what would your stance have been on that? And there was a video that somebody did on Twitter where he didn't drag her, but he did it so eloquently that he literally called her out on her BS, as many people do. And then let me tell you something. If y'all don't have a Twitter, if you have Twitter, anytime the name Candace is trending, it's usually her, and it's usually over some BS. And this was the BS that she was trending over yesterday. I'll be celebrating July 4th and July 4th only, is what she said. And here's the thing. No one told her that she didn't have to celebrate the 4th. No one's telling you can celebrate. Listen, you can celebrate whatever the Day of the Dead. I don't care. You can celebrate crows coming home. You can celebrate whatever you want. But she seems to forget that the person that she champions and rallies behind the most tried to do the same thing last year to get black votes. A lot of them seem to forget that. And I, for one, am not going to allow them to forget. None of you in the chat should allow them to forget it either. Like 45 literally said, he was going to make Juneteenth a federal holiday to get black voters. The only reason he was not successful is because he decided to have his rally or announce his rally, his first rally since Move It started, on June 19th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If he had his rally any other weekend, he probably would have gotten Juneteenth signed into a federal law. And he probably would have had a bigger black voter turnout, and he probably could have got it reelected off of that. But because he was so arrogant and egotistical to pull that stunt, it ruined it. And Candace Owens, the coonstress, the grifting princess herself, had nothing to say about that. Nothing. And neither did all those other phony fools over there along with her. Brandon Fakem, the Hodge twins, ABL, all of them had nothing to say. Except for, oh, this is so patriotic. You know, you're like the best person ever. Like, I am so down with this. Like, I am so on board. But when 46 does it, oh, I'll be celebrating July 4th on the 4th. They need to stop trying to repackage segregation. How is this repackaging segregation? I'm trying to pick my words wisely on this platform. I really am. I'm really trying to pick my words wisely. I don't know how in the world this egghead fool won the race to the womb. I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she won that race. Like, she is stuck on stupid, and she's proud to be stuck there. And then she said Juneteenth is so lame. That right there should be seen as a insult. And here's the dumb part about it. Here's the full circle part about it. She said Juneteenth is so lame. She claims to say I'm American. She is a quote unquote black woman, and I put that in the biggest air quotes possible. But Juneteenth was created by black Americans. But she says it's so lame. Oh, Vincent, I can say it. You said C word. Yes, she is a cunt. I said it. She is a cunt. C-U-N-T. And the thing is, the way she wrote American, she wrote it how a white person would write it. You know how white people like to say I'm American and I'm so patriotic and all the stuff like that. That's how she wrote it. I swear, when she wakes up in the morning and she looks in the mirror to wash her face, she probably, one, she could wish she could wash the blackness off her face. And two, when she does wash her face and wipe the crust out of her eyes, she's looking at the saltine queen. That's her reflection. She probably wishes she was the saltine queen. I swear, the Coonstress, she needs to go and fill out, if they were still around in existence, she needs to go fill out an application for Ringling Brothers, but they're no longer in existence. I know she ain't going to sign out an application for Universal Circus because they black over there. So, she ain't going to try to be around them. She'll probably call them court jesters, but she would go sign up to be with Ringling Brothers, if they were still around. But they wouldn't hire her to be one of their clowns. No, she would be one of the ones that's in the cage. Something just tells me she likes being in cages. I don't know. Oh, I know they aren't patriots, black light. That's why I call them fake triots. That's what they are. Jerome, you said, where's Sheriff Clark? I don't know. Somewhere eating a worm. I don't know. I haven't heard about him in a while, and the longer I don't hear about him, the better. But yeah, she's a disgrace. And she has to know that, but she has to keep up this appearance. And then, of course, she's going to have her base that's going to support everything that she says. Like, I was reading through the comment section on the article, because I do have her blocked. The only reason you're seeing this is because this is a screenshot, but I do have her blocked on Twitter. And people was leaving comments in the comment section. Oh my God, Candace, this is so profound. Candace owns for president. And it's mainly white people that's saying that. That chick ain't going to make it that far if she even ran. However, that would be funny, though. That would be funny. Let the Coonstress run for president and see how far she doesn't get. That would be her wake-up call. I'm telling you, her wake-up call is going to come from them. The same people that prop her up are the same people that's going to bring her down. Exactly. RY, he said Owen sounds dumb. Juneteenth is an American holiday. It is. So that makes it even worse. She said Juneteenth is so lame. I'm American. It's an American holiday. You idiot. It's not Flag Day. It's not a Canadian holiday. It's not Cinco de Mayo or any other holiday that is kind of immigrated into the fabric of America that celebrates another nation. Is really actually an American holiday. Any holiday that's deemed federal is considered an American holiday. You skank. But let her keep talking. Like, let her keep talking this idiotic crap. And then I saw an article. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. Candace Owens says Juneteenth gives black people perpetual victim mentality. She loves saying black people are victims. But weren't you a victim when you was in school when they were saying racist stuff about you? But the minute that check cleared, you hightailed it up out of there. It says she won't be celebrating the new federal holiday of Juneteenth, suggesting that the move to commemorate the end of slavery in the U.S. is just the Democrats trying to repackage segregation. I swear to God, everything that comes out of her mouth sounds like it came from a white person. And the crazy part about it is, many people will want to believe that white people are writing a script for her, but no, this is who she is. Because to say that a white person came up with the stuff that she says will be giving her an out. And we can't let her have an out. This is who she is. In a series of tweets posted after 46 signed the bill officially making June 19th a national holiday, Owen says she will only be celebrating Independence Day on July 4th instead of the date on which the last slaves were told they were free in 1865. Well, go ahead and celebrate that day. Who cares? By her saying that, she's trying to make it seem like we're supposed to be mad that she said that. I'm not mad. Are y'all mad? Because I'm not mad. And we don't care if you don't celebrate this day either, because many of us already were celebrating it. She's just mad because this now Juneteenth is now officially going to be a day that not only is a federal holiday, but now more people are going to get exposed to it than they were before. And the holiday happens to center around Black people. I bet you if she could go into her coffin in all the month of February, she probably could. She probably would. Have you noticed that a lot of the times when you see Candace Owens, is usually when it's dark? That's why I think that this heifer is a vampire. It's very rare that you see her in daytime or in daylight. Owens also suggested the holiday will train Black people to see themselves as being separate from America. Excuse me, you have these white people out here waving that Confederate flag of traitors who lost, by the way. They're trying to see themselves as separate from America, but she ain't got no smoke for them. And that the move to recognize Juneteenth holiday only came about because the left started making up random celebrations after 45 got permanently banned from Twitter. It's funny she mentioned 45 about this, but she don't want to bring up the fact that he was the one that led the charge in trying to make Juneteenth a federal holiday first. Juneteenth is so lame. I already read that. That was in a tweet. It took all of 2 years for Democrats to train Black Americans to worship criminals like George Floyd. Here she go. Beg for violence on the streets via defund the police and to celebrate segregation in the form of Black Independence Day. This is not Black Independence Day. See, this is another thing that's insulting. They referring to Juneteenth as Black Independence Day. This is not to be related to Independence Day. I just cannot comprehend the rampant stupidity. Well, that makes two of us, Coonstress, because we can't comprehend your rampant stupidity and your rampant ignorance. Because, see, here's the thing. Independence Day was when America gained its independence separate from another nation. Black people are attached to the fabric of America. We are not independent of anything. We don't have our reparations to be independent of anything, which, by the way, signing this Juneteenth into federal law does not even render us our reparations. We still want our tangibles. Every single race has been enslaved at some point in human histories. Africans are still enslaved today. This is not a holiday. This is more emotional training from Democrats to see ourselves as somehow separate from America. Independence Day is July 4th, the end. You know what, Candace? I wish someone could end you. You can take that however you want it. Yeah, I said it on this platform. I wish someone could end you. When is the end of your story? Because quite frankly, we're tired of hearing about it. Owens then continued to attack Juneteenth and segregationist Biden, suggesting that choosing to remember the terrible toll that slavery took over on the country and continues to take is an example of emotional programming for Black people that choose to opt into the perpetual victim mentality. So first she says that this is going to have us be that they're training us to be separate from America, then says that we're being victims. So which is it? Because it can't be both. It can't be both. Like, this woman is talking in 360 degrees of effery. In another tweet Thursday, she wrote, "This is your daily reminder that immigrants from Africa, as well as the Caribbean, which your ancestors came from, are among the most successful ethnic groups in the country." So look at what she just said here. She literally gave a backhand to FBA by writing this, basically saying that Africans and Caribbeans are better than us. America doesn't discriminate against people based on skin. Black Americans are just focused on meaninglessness like Juneteenth. So now Juneteenth is meaningless, according to her. Twitter is literally so boring without Trump. It's just demented leftists making up random celebrations and trends like Happy Transgender Gymnast Awareness Month. Y'all, this is all the stuff that she's been saying. Some of the stuff I didn't even know she said, because like I said, I don't follow her. She's been blocked off. The House voted overwhelmingly to pass the Senate Bill 475, entitled the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act, by 415 to 14 on Wednesday. All 14 of those who voted against it as a federal holiday were Republicans. Explaining why he voted against the bill, Representative Chip Roy said he took issue with the name and claimed creating another Independence Day based on the end of slavery needlessly divides our nation. Well, here's a thought, Chip. Ahoy, Roy. If your ancestors did not do what they did to my ancestors, we would not have this conversation today. Now, would we? Now, deal with it. Chip, you can go choke on your own name, Chip. We asked Democrats to work with us on the floor to change the name to one that properly recognizes the importance of the day without creating a separate Independence Day. However, Democrats refused, Roy said in a statement. As a country, we must stop dividing ourselves by race and unite in our common pursuit. You want to know what's so funny? PC loves to talk about we need to stop the divide here, we need to stop the divide here, we need to stop the divide here. But they're the ones that created the social construct of race, which caused division when it's to their liking. But when Black people get something, even as something that could, as like this federal holiday for Juneteenth, which doesn't mean much to a price of tea in China, because we still don't need our tangibles, they're still mad about that. Meanwhile, you have other nations here. So other like places like, you know, people who are from the Dominican Republic, people who are from Haiti, who have their own Haitian, you know, Haitian Independence Day, Jamaican Independence Day, Dominican Independence Day, or whatever. And they are free to celebrate it, have parades and all types of stuff like that. But the minute Black people celebrate our, if they want to call it independence, it's a problem. Exactly. You know, they got carnival. For those who are in the Caribbean, they have a whole carnival celebration, which, by the way, I've never actually gone to one in the country, but I know that they had in DC, they used to have the what was it called? It was on Georgia Avenue, right down there by Howard University. They used to have it was like a carnival style type of parade, and I've been there and I liked it. Like, I liked the different cultures that were there, the people. Of course, you know, the women just look, anyone who's gone know, if you know, you know. The food, oh my God, that food is phenomenal. But nobody says anything about them. But when it's us, and specifically Black Americans, it's a problem. It's a problem. That's why it kills me when you have Black people say we need to do better. No, they just need to let us do our own thing, whether they feel is better or not. Because it's not us doing better or doing worse, because there's a lot of people out there who are doing worse than we are. But they never get the, oh, you need to do better speech or lecture. I'm tired of being lectured by our own people like we're children. Leave us to our own devices and watch how better we will so-called become. Many of us are already doing better than most, but you'll never know it. So we are left to our own devices. We can do our own thing, but we constantly have these distractions and interruptions. What else are they talking about? Arizona Representative Paul Gosar claimed Juneteenth is more debunked critical race theory. Oh, so now they just had to throw critical race theory into Juneteenth, because now what's going to end up happening, because Juneteenth is now a federal holiday, you know what that means? They're going to have to now teach it in schools. They probably are happy though that it's happening over the summer months, so the kids won't be in school anyway. He doesn't support the new holiday because it tears us apart. We are already torn apart. We were never united. We were only united by the name of this nation. Right, Black Revelations. He said critical race theory is the dog whistle for attacking Black history. And he basically admitted it right there. Gassar added, I cannot support efforts that further racial divisions in this country. We have one Independence Day and it applies equally to all people of all races. Does it? Because, excuse me, I could have sworn in July 4th, 1776 that the John Hancocks that were signed on that Declaration of Independence didn't come from Black people. We didn't sign it. Our people were still in bondage. While y'all was out there and drinking and partying and shooting fireworks off and sleeping with each other, literally with each other, man and man, woman and woman, mother, son, father, daughter, y'all, hey, it was a Game of Thrones type orgy deal back in them times, and they didn't care. While y'all was doing all of that, our ancestors were still in the fields, picking cotton, getting whipped, getting raped. And that was almost a whole 100 years before Juneteenth was a thing. So you got to think 1776, 1865. You're talking almost a whole century before Juneteenth was a thing. These people are crazy. And so is she. Like Harvey says on his channel, and I agree, Black people are the most patriotic people in America. Period. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Well, with the exception of this chick right here, this woman is the equivalent of a gnat. You know them little gnats that be flying around in your face and you just got to try to swat them, but they keep coming back? That's her. Need to have her run to a bug zapper. But that's going to conclude this show. I told y'all this was going to be a very interesting stream. I already told y'all that, as many of you know. Shout out to everybody who came through today. Shout out to everybody who liked somebody. Shout out to everybody who shared. This is a very good stream. I'm going to be back, of course, on my main channel tomorrow. 3 videos, 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, y'all go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I know tomorrow is officially Juneteenth. Y'all can go ahead and celebrate it the way that you want to, because technically that is our day. And also shout out again to all the fathers out there who are listening to my show right now. Father's Day is on the 20th. To the fathers, I'm talking to the fathers, not the single mothers who said they're playing both parts. To the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Do something, or have your children, if they're of age, or do something with them. Even if they're underage, do something with them as well. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to y'all.